So hi and welcome to the Iran update. Iran was the country that I was most apprehensive about before getting there because everybody who hadn't been there said it was bad and everybody who had been there said it was good. So I didn't know who to believe, so I decided that the risk-taking part of me said, okay, we'll go through there, see what happens, and hopefully we'll make it out the other end. And this is my attempt at showing you guys what it was like, you know. It's factual, it's unbiased. If a country is bad, then I will show it as being bad. I mean, you've seen the India update. I still get flashbacks. Yeah, so I know this is going to be long-winded, and it's over 15 minutes long, just because it's full of so much. But yeah, if you could just stick with it, please. I know it's not the best edited thing in the world, but if you get to the end of it, you've got another opinion of it that hopefully you can trust, you know. Before I got there, I only knew about Iran through the newspapers, probably the same as you guys. So yeah, so when you get to the other end of this, hopefully you've got another view of it. Enjoy.
So I arrived in Iran by sea, and once we were there, we found that none of the taxi drivers spoke English, so you had to draw pictures to go everywhere. So this is how we got back to the ferry port.
And it's working.
And when I say we, I'm referring to me and two Germans who were riding DR350s from Dubai to Germany. They were using my skills at understanding bad English, and in return they'd let me sleep on the hotel floor, which was cool. Basically for free. Once you were on the streets, everyone wanted to talk to you.
Do you speak English? English.
And they'd always form a little mini biker gang for you, and then show you their awesome skills. Although I could have watched these guys all day, it was time to head out into the desert to start riding through Iran. So this is the start of the desert. And we've been riding through and past all these cool little towns for about 2 hours before we experienced our first Iranian hospitality, which was I stopped for a can of Red Bull. When I came back, the two Germans who I was with were being given free fruit by this guy. For no reason I could fathom other than just to have some free fruit.
That's enough, we're gonna... Jesus!
So the desert gradually turned into mountains, but the thing that was always there was absolute perfect tarmac. Eventually it was time for a fuel stop, and this was a bit of a flashback to Cambodia, where you just have to find the nearest huts that you go past and ask if they have fuel. So this was today's delivery. As I rode further north, more and more greenery was starting to appear, and there was always a nice hillside to watch as you rode past. And despite all the sanctions on Iran, there'd always be something to surprise you.
Don't know how many trade embargoes, and somehow that little hut over there has managed to get Red Bull from England. How did he do that? Area 90, you got red flavour today. Maybe it's like strawberry.
So after they filled up the 90 with fuel, they invited me inside to have lunch with them. None of them really spoke any English, and I also had a lot of food around me that I didn't know what to do with.
I need to learn how this works. How do I do it? Right, I need 2 hands, right?
Yeah.
Right, got it.
They then gave me coffee. And also some form of white drink that to me looked a little bit like chicken soup.
Okay, so I drink that, yeah. What is it?
Yogurt.
Yogurt. Milk. Okay. It's okay. That's good.
And rather than offer you one cigarette,
I've been offered a selection. That's cool.
And they wouldn't take any money from me at all, and that included the petrol. So me and 90 said our thank yous and our goodbyes, and we headed off. and saw our first rain cloud for 4 months, and I wasn't too happy about it. And after 4 hours of riding, I bumped into the guys who I had lunch with.
Bumped into those guys again.
And this time they gave me free tea, but this was the last I saw of them. And now it's wildlife on 1 cylinder. These ants are absolutely massive and were about 1 inch long, and this clip fits in with nothing else in this entire update. I also called in at Persepolis on the way through, which I know the timings are a bit different, but this kicks Stonehenge's ass. Yeah, it's awesome. Just all the little carvings, everything out of solid stone as well. Tombs as well. It was really cool. I mean, I don't normally like this sort of stuff, but you have got to admire just the craftsmanship that's gone into everything there. And as you're in Iran, there is always somebody who is happy to see you.
Yeah.
I hope you took it to England safely.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Bye bye. You are clever, happy, and relaxed, and very kind. You are a kind and affection human. You are a kind certification human.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cool.
Bye bye.
Bye. Thank
Goodbye.
you. Bye.
And after speaking to him, I somehow ended up in the south of France. I'm not sure how that happened. And not a day went by in Iran without getting given something for free.
Just had lunch in this restaurant here, and there's the owner. And he gave me a free pen. I don't know why, but I do need a pen, so it's all good.
And every car that went past would wave to you and ask where you were from and smile. And as with a lot of things on this trip, I can't actually give you any information about how old these buildings are or what they're for, but they look cool. Some of them, though, I did go to investigate in person, but the only thing I seemed to be learning was that the 90 was sounding worse and worse. And although I'm in Iran, where all the women have to cover up, I do like a good arse, so I head into the city to see if I could see any good arses. Anyway, so from lowbrow cheap comedy to this guy, who is Pierce Brosnan's Iranian clone.
Hey, I got a new foot bag. Woo! And some strawberries. Thank you.
You will see the common theme that food here is free, and free food makes me happy, and everybody's friendly.
Hello.
Hello. I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Very well, thank you. Bye.
This is also a brilliant way to transport something long in a car, or under it. Now, I'm the kind of person that isn't normally interested in architecture, but in Iran it did, you know, everything just seemed to be nice. I also filmed this guy on a bicycle perfectly by accident. So yeah, like, just all of the arches just seemed to be covered in nice blue tiles, and when you went inside into the markets, everything was just nice as well. And all the herbs, you know, and spices, all different colours, and everything was nice like that. The sugar as well, you can buy sugar like that, which is cool. And in Iran, all of the women have to cover up, but there'd be shops selling tops like this, which were cool, but this top is awesome. I want to see a girl wearing that. Also, Iranian women, hot! Probably joint first with Middle Thailand women so far, I think. Anyway, enough of me being a pervert, back to Iran. What is about to happen is a moment that summed up Iran perfectly for me. I was filming something, and somebody on a motorbike stopped to let me finish filming.
No, it's okay, go on. You wouldn't get that in India.
So yeah, Iran was just turning out to be relentlessly friendly, and relentlessly beautiful as well. Iran basically only has 2 types of bike. One is a variant of the C90 there, which is a C100, woohoo! And the other one is a Honda CG125, and that's all you will see all through here, is just Chinese copies. Also is a C90, perfectly disguised in there somewhere. There it is.
I'm totally riding a camel.
Another Iranian stunt display team. It was also time for me to film the last part of my music video, so here's my drum kit. Complete with confused German in the background. And if you have absolutely no idea what just happened there, look for my video, My C90 is Always on My Mind, and it'll all be explained there.
English, yeah. Cool. Nice to meet you.
And when I say everybody wants to talk to you and be friendly, I mean that.
English.
Even these guys had a smile. I kept bumping into these truck drivers for about 4 hours, and eventually they stopped to try and give me a lift in the back, but I didn't need it. This was one of my favourite moments. This lorry honked, pulled alongside me, and gave me an orange for no reason at all. Such is my excitement at free food, I will now need to dub this next part. I love Iran. I then had to peel the orange while riding, which is a genuine sticking out tongue moment. See, look at the genuine joy on my face. There weren't that many ridiculous loads on motorbikes, but you did see the odd one, like all these bottles. And of course eventually you pull alongside to say hi, and he waves and he's friendly as well. I was also filling up in a petrol station and I spotted this Buick, which is from the American Foreign Office of Stereotypes, because there you are, your Buick with your white wall tyres. You also need your American, who will wear sunglasses constantly. To fit the stereotype, this American will also need to be overweight. And to finish it off, white leather shoes. And some more free food.
Cool. Well, thank you very much.
Have a good day, good night, good every day. Have a good every day.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye. Just been flagged down by this guy to help fix his car, so I've lent him my screwdriver.
All he needed to do was tighten up a hose clamp, so he was finished and on his way.
All done. My good deed for the day. Cool.
Also, none of my video updates would be complete without taking the piss out of a BMW, so can your GS fit through a standard doorway with your panniers on? Nope, don't think so. Also, if you're an idiot and you don't put your stand out and your bike falls over like this, can you pick it up like this? Nope, didn't think so. Anyway, so off into the countryside. Where I discovered these brilliant multicoloured layered mountains. You know, as a child you get the sets where you get sand of different colours and pour it on top of itself. I think that's where they got the idea from, is from here. You can see all the different colours, and also here's a how-to on how I get some of the best available camera shots by off-roading.
Come on, little lighty. Yes.
The colours also got more vivid the further north you went. And remember, I'm in Iran, so you're never too far away from free food or drink.
So I was just taking some pictures of these cool tractors. The guys invited me in for some tea. So cool.
Now, I did meet one unfriendly person in Iran, and he was a Polish guy riding a BMW GS. I pulled alongside and waved to him, you know, because we're both travelling, and he just looked down on me and sped off. So thus I decided to get my own back. Eventually I caught him up in traffic, and every time there was a small gap I could filter through it and he couldn't. So I did this over and over, looking more and more smug, until eventually I whipped out the camera and then he turned off.
GS owner who won't talk to me. Oh well. Time to show him how to filter.
And during this update, you might have seen these screens that Iranians fit to their motorcycles, and I think they look crap and really uncool. So I bought one, and it cost me £3, and the window in the middle is actually glass. But it was my last full day in Iran. But before I left, this cool guy called Bezard, who is on the right here, and his daughter Otina, and his brother-in-law, I think, on the left, took me out to this Iranian theme park, which was really cool. It's my final night. Here's Otina. She's always running around causing mischief. Also, to any parents who want to silence their children, these are a brilliant idea. Airtight balls that you just get a child, put them in it, chuck them on the water, and they're absolutely helpless to try and get themselves free. This is also window shopping my style. There you can get all your components for your C90. There's clutches, carburetors, crankshafts, the lot. But we are still in Iran, so it is free food time again.
Well, I just bought some engine oil from that shop, and after I'd paid for it and I was just about to leave, they gave me some cake. More free food. It's amazing.
So that was Iran. This is me on the road to the Turkish border. Iran is my favourite country by far. Everybody there acts like your friend's nan. You know how when you go round there and your mate's nan will be like, oh, would you like some cake? Would you like to sit here? Is there anything I can get you? Would you like me to do this? Would you like to change the channel on the TV? You know, just endlessly, relentlessly friendly. And yeah, it's bizarre. Even when I was at the police and military checkpoints, they'd ask to see your passport and you'd show it to them, and then they'd like bring out the tea and the cigarettes, and you'd be talking there, you know, like sometimes for an hour, just showing them pictures of your trip. So it isn't as even if it's just the people there, it is everybody, down to the police and the army. If I could choose any country in the world to basically, you know, wake up naked in the middle of nowhere with no money, and I had to try and find my way back to, you know, civilization and help, it would be Iran. It's just, it's brilliant, and I will go back there in a heartbeat, and I know I will again at some point. Yeah, so hopefully you've enjoyed this update. Hopefully it's given you the side that the papers for some reason don't want you to see. My cynical view would be it's so that when America does invade, there's not going to be that much public opposition to it, because everybody by that point will have be conditioned to think that Iran is evil. So, but maybe that's just me being cynical. So, anyway, there you are. That's the Ed March story of Iran. Like I said, nothing scripted. That's it. You know, job done.